Easy Company and other airborne paratroopers are now aboard C-47s as they prepare to jump behind enemy lines during D-Day. German anti-aircraft guns are firing at the planes, causing many of them to be destroyed, including Easy Company's CO, First Lieutenant Thomas Meehan III's. Massive numbers of paratroopers jump from their planes, along with First Lieutenant Richard Winters, who is forced with his stick to evacuate the plane when the pilot, having just lost his co-pilot to anti-aircraft fire, signals them to jump. During the jump, many paratroopers lose their weapons and other supplies, as well as missing their drop zone entirely. Just after Winters lands, another paratrooper named Private John Hall from Able Company lands and pairs with him. Hall has lost his radio pack, and Winters has lost all his weaponry except for his combat knife. As they wander through the trees, they find 2nd Lieutenant Carwood Lipton and 2 more paratroopers from the 82nd Airborne Division. Winters, realizing that the paratroopers are scattered all over Normandy, is able to identify their location with a compass he'd brought and starts everyone moving toward the rallying point near the village of St. Mere-Église. As they go, they encounter Privates Donald Malarkey and Robert Wynne, Corporal Joseph Toy, and Sergeant William Garnier. Following a set of train tracks, the group hears a horse. Winters observes a group of German forces and positions the men. Garnier, still bothered from news of his brother being killed in action, fires prior to Winters' command, forcing the others to shoot as well. Winters reprimands Garnier's disobedience, much to the annoyance of Garnier, who mutters about Winters being a Quaker. After a short but violent fight, the Americans are masters of the situation, without any wounded on their side. Lipton hands Winters a German 98 carabiner rifle as a temporary weapon. The men come across several dead Germans lying under a dead paratrooper hanging by his chute cords from a tree. While Malarkey calls dibs on any Luger pistols they might find, Winters takes the dead paratrooper's M1 rifle. Shortly thereafter, the soldiers under the command of Lieutenant Winters resume their march and at dawn reach a farm where most of Easy Company is located. Closer to the rallying point, they encounter German POWs. Malarkey jokingly asks one of them where he's from and the soldier answers in perfect American English that he's from Eugene, Oregon. Malarkey is astonished. The Wehrmacht soldier tells him that he answered the call for ethnic Germans to return to their homeland and fight for it. As Malarkey leaves, First Lieutenant Ronald Spears from Dog Company finds the POWs. Gunshots are then heard. Malarkey then turns and sees Spears executing them, allowing one trembling German soldier to survive. Major Strayer orders Winters to select some men and lead an assault on a French estate called Brécourt. The Germans have installed 4 88mm cannons that are firing directly on Utah Beach and inflicting heavy casualties. Winters assembles the team into 2 squads, one led by him and one led by 2nd Lieutenant Lynn Compton. Winters proves himself a solid tactician, using a small force to ambush a more massive force on heavily fortified positions. Wynne is wounded in the buttocks and is forced to leave the battle, while Winters and his squad take over the 1st to 3rd guns that were in fact 105mm. Using Composition B explosive and several German potato masher grenades stuffed into the barrels, the guns are destroyed. Winters discovers a map and decides to hold onto it, while Hall is suddenly killed by a booby trap in one of the trenches. Winters sees the lifeless body of Hall, and a disappointed Winters chooses to go on. Dog Company, led by Spears, provides backup and successfully captures the 4th and final gun, and so they retreat. That night, the men rest and eat after the assault. Winters is told by 2nd Lieutenant Lewis Nixon that the map Winters found disclosed the locations of all the guns in Normandy and was passed up to Army intelligence. Winters declares this day as a day of firsts, when Garnier, Malarkey, Compton, and several other Easy members offer Winters a bottle of French wine to sip, and pledges that after the war, he will secure peace for himself to spend the remaining days of his life.